Well, something. Definitely comments so I can see the check. Something. Definitely comments so I can see the check. Running good. Ooh, the Sabbath reading. Running good. Ooh, the Sabbath reading. 2 Samuel. Second Samuel chapter 6. 2 Samuel chapter 6. Bringing the ark, all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah, to bring up thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts that dwelleth between the cherubim. Name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts that dwelleth between the cherubim. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Benadad that was in Gibeah, and Uzzah and Ahiah. And they brought it out of the house of Benadad, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God, and Ahiah went before the ark. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood. Before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even the harps, and on psalteries, and on timbrels, and on cornets, and on cymbals. Put forth his hand to the ark of God, and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for this error. And there he died by the ark of God. And David was displeased because the Lord had made a breach upon Uzzah. And he called the name of the place Perez Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of the Lord that day, and said, how shall the ark of the Lord remove the ark of the Lord unto him into the city of David? But David carried it aside to the house of Obed-Edom and the Gittite. And the ark of the Lord continued in the house of Obed-Edom, all his household. And it was told King David, saying, the Lord had him because of the ark of God. David with gladness. Before, and it was so for the Lord with all his might. And David was girded with a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. That's all I forgot to do. Before reading, should have blew up the trumpet for the Lord. David, they sounded. They had trumpets blowing. So David and all the house, Saul's daughter, looked through the window and saw. David jigging. mad, my God. King David out here. King David out here. And sing before they brought in the sing before they brought in the ark and set in the midst that David had pitched for it. The ark and set in the midst that David had pitched for it. And David offered peace. Vain. Oh no, shut up. Oh, you just out there jigging, huh? Oh, you just out there jigging, huh? Oh, you man, David doing it. I'm doing my thing, doing my thing, doing my thing. You out there, you just having fun, huh? David came out his shirt. That's how she making it seem. Jigger train coming through, all coming through. Got the all coming through. Get it, David. Like a second line. David was out there. Then David returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David, and said, "How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellow. It was before the Lord, which chose me before thy father, and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord." Lord, you ain't stopping shit. I'm out here. That the king said unto Nathan, the prophet, "See now, I dwell in a house of the prophet. See now, I dwell in a house of cedar." But and it came to pass that night, shall thou build me a house for me to dwell in, whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day, but have walked in the tent and the tabernacle. I have walked with all the children of Israel. Spake I a word, walked with all the children of Israel. Spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, "Why house of cedar?" Man, I've been on one of them. Why you ain't built me one of them things yet? Make that thing extravagant. Build it up nice. Cedar. Smell good. And keep away the bugs. Now therefore shalt thou say unto my servant David, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over. I was with thee whithersoever thou went, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will anoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and cause thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also, the Lord telleth thee that I will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy father, that should be enough. And I will establish a throne in his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. David's prayer. Then went King David in and sat before the Lord, and he said, Who am I, O Lord God? And what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in thy sight, O Lord God. But thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Lord God? And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, Lord God, knowest thy servant. For thy word's sake, and according to thine own heart, hast thou done all these great things to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord God, for there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, with whom God went to redeem from a people for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land, before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever. And thou, Lord, art become their God. And now, O Lord God, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant, and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as thou hast said. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying, The Lord of hosts is the God over Israel. And let the house of the servant David be established before thee. For thou, O Lord of hosts, God of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee an house. Therefore hath thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. And now, O Lord God, thou art the God, and thy words be true, and thou hast promised this goodness unto thy servant. Therefore now let it please thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may continue forever before thee. For thou, O Lord God, hast spoken it, and with thy blessing let the house of thy servant be blessed forever. David's military victories, chapter 8. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methegama out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab, measuring them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with two lines measured, he put to death. He to put to death. And with one full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. David smote also Hadadezer, son of Rahab, king of Zobah, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots, and 700 horsemen, and 20,000 footmen. And David hold all chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to secure Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Betah and from Berothai, cities of Hadadezer, King David took exceeding much brass. When Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the host of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram his son unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. For Hadadezer had wars with Toi, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass, which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord, with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations which had he subdued, of Syria and of Moab, and of the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of the spoil of Hadadezer, son of Rahab, king of Zobah. And David gat him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put garrisons in Edom, throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilab, was recorder, and Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Amalek, the son of Abiathar, were priests, and Sariah were the scribe. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. Chapter 9, David and Mephibosheth. And David said, is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name is Ziba. And when they had called him unto David, the king said unto him, art thou Ziba? And he said, thy servant is he. And the king said, is there not yet any of the house of Saul, that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan had yet a son, his name, which is lame on his feet. Is that so? Plot twist. And the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Machar, the son of Amiel in Lodabar. Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machar, the son of Amiel, from Lodabar. Then David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machar, the son of Amiel, from Lodabar. Now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come unto David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, Mephibosheth. And he answered, behold thy servant. Here I am. And David said unto him, fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness for Jonathan thy father's sake, and will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. And he bowed himself and said, what is thy servant, that thou should look upon such a dead dog as I am? Then the king called to Ziba, Saul's servant, and said unto him, I have given unto thy master's son all that pertained to Saul and to all his house. For therefore, and thy sons and thy servants shall till the land for him, and thou shalt bring in the fruits, that thy master's son may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, thy master's son, shall eat bread always at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then said Ziba unto the king, according to all that my lord the king had commanded his servant, so shall thy servant do. As for Mephibosheth, said the king, he shall eat at my table as one of the king's sons. And Mephibosheth had a young son, whose name was Mitchah. And all that dwelt in the house of Ziba were servants unto Mephibosheth. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table, and was lame on both his feet. Chapter 10. Victory over the Ammonites. And it came to pass after this, that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun, the son, reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness to Hanun, the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. And David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. And the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanun, their lord, thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he had sent comforters unto thee? Has not David rather sent his servant unto thee to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved off one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. Oh, he did them boys dirty and cut off their half. Gave them a goatee. I mean, I ain't saying your beard got to be like mine, long like mine, but man, it was a shame for them to cut off half of their beards. Half. So you just cut the sides off. It's a shame to them. Cut their clothes down to their buttocks. And cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks. He gave them a little small shirt. Because the men, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. Yes, sir. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. Don't come over here like that. Hey, don't let them people see you like that, my boy. Hey, I know you was doing the job for me. Don't let them people see you, though. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Beth Rahab and the Syrians of Zobah, 20,000 footmen, and of Maacah, King Maacah, 1,000 men, and of Ishtar, 12,000 men. And when David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the host of mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array at the entering of the gate. And the Syrians of Zobah and of Rahab and of Ishtar and Maacah were there were by themselves in the field. When Joab went that, what you want? Yes, sir. And when Joab saw that the front of the battle was against them, before and behind, he chose of all the choice men of Israel and put them in array against the Syrians. And the rest of the people he delivered into the hand of Abishai, his brother, that he might put them in array against the children of Ammon. And he said, if the Syrians be too strong for me, then thou shalt help me. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will come to help thee. Be of good courage, and let us play the men of our people, and for the cities of our God. And the Lord do that which seemeth him good. And Joab drew nigh, and the people that were with him, unto the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, then fled they also before Abishai, and entered into the city. So Joab returned from the children of Ammon, and came to Jerusalem. And when the Syrians saw that they were smitten before Israel, they gathered themselves together. And Hadarezer sent and brought out the Syrians that were beyond the river, and they came to Halam, and Shobach, the captain of the host of Hadarezer, went before them. And when it was told David, he gathered all Israel together, and passed over Jordan, and came to Halam. And the Syrians set themselves in array against David, and fought with them. And the Syrians fled before Israel, and David slew the men of 700 chariots of the Syrians, and 40,000 horsemen, and smote Shobach, the captain of their host, who died there. And when all the children that were servants to Hadarezer saw that they were smitten before Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians feared to help the children of Ammon anymore. Chapter 11. David sinned against Uriah. David's sin against Uriah. It came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still in Jerusalem. And it came to pass in the evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, Is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. Wrong, David. Wrong. It's adultery, David. No, David fell for the kitty cat. No, David. You're going to have to pay for that. You're wrong, David. You're wrong. No, David, don't do it. Why, David? Why? Why must I chase the cat? I chase the cat. Don't do it, David. Don't chase the cat. Don't chase the cat. Don't chase the cat. Don't do it. You did it. You fell for it. You fell for the beauty, David. When they said that was Uriah's wife, David, you should have stopped yourself, David. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. And David sent to Joab, saying, Send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered. And David said to Uriah, Go down to thy house. And when they had gone unto thine house, you being slick, David. You being slick. I see what you're doing, David. You should be ashamed, David. You're plotting. Oh, don't plot. Don't plot, David. And Uriah said unto David, The ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? As thou livest and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing. And David said to Uriah, Tarry here today, also and tomorrow. I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him even. He went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house. I see you still trying to get him, David. Still trying to pull that fast one, David. It came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter and be smitten and die. David. No, David. And charged the messenger, saying, When it be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, Wherefore approach ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight? Know ye not that they would shoot from the wall? Who smote Abimelech, the son of Jerubbesheth? Did not a woman cast a piece of millstone upon him from the wall? Then he died in Thebez. Why went ye not all that Joab had into the field, and we were upon them, not from off the wall upon thy servants? And some of the king's servants did be dead, and they thy servant Uriah the Hittite also. Excuse me. Thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not this thing displease thee, for the sword devoureth one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and you're a sucker. You're a sucker, David. Don't worry, Joab. Hey, it's all right. Hey. You win some, you lose some. The battle, it take minutes, you know. You win. Job ass turkey right now, David. The shooters is on the wall. It sounds like that Fredo Bang song. Anyway. Shooters on the roof. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife and bare him a son. But that thing that David had done displeased the Lord. Oh yes, it would. I imagine so. Chapter 12. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and with his children, and did eat of his own meat, and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd, to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that had done this thing shall surely die, and he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing and because he had no pity. And Nathan said to David, thou art that man. That's you, my boy. That's you. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul, and I gave thee thy master's house, and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given thee that such and such things. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord, to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor. and he will lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against, put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. That baby gotta go. That baby gotta go. And Nathan departed unto his house. And the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted, and went in, and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose, and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass. Huh? A what? A box? All right, so give me a minute. I'm almost done reading chapter 12. After I'm done reading chapter 12, we'll check it out. Came to pass on the 7th day that the child died. And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But when David saw that his servant whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead. Then David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself and changed his apparel and came into the house of the Lord and worshiped. Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat. Then said his servants unto him, What thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive. But when the child was dead, thou didst rise and eatest bread. And he said, While the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, Who can tell whether God will be gracious to me, that the child will live? But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me. And David comforted Bathsheba to his wife, and went in unto her, and lay with her. And he bare a son, and she bare a son. And he called his name Solomon, and the Lord loved him. He went up in there and did his dugget to Bathsheba. Hey, you fucked up, David. You messed up. You messed up. That first baby, man, that baby gotta go. That baby gotta go. I ain't gonna kill you, but that baby, that baby gotta go. And he sent by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and he called his name Jedediah, because of the Lord. Victory over the Ammonites. And Joab fought against Reba of the children of Ammon, and took the royal city. And Joab sent messengers to David and said, I have fought against Reba, and I have taken the city of waters. Now therefore, gather the rest of the people together and encamp against the city, and take it, lest I take the city and it be called after my name. And David gathered all the people together and went to Reba and fought against it and took it. the weight whereof was a talent of gold with the precious stones. And it was set on David's head, and he brought forth the spoil under the saws and under harrows of iron and under axes of iron and made, I don't know what the hell that is, a brickling, a brickling. Let me mark it and let me see if it's in the dictionary. Brickkill. A brickling. Brickling. The Boaz. You gotta watch out for Shabazz. You want a Boaz? You might get Shabazz. Brickling, brick. It's not in there. Brickling. Let's check the actual dictionary. Let's check the dictionary. Brickling. Brickkin. Brick. This one. One moment, check one more. Brickling. Brickiln. I wonder if it has something to do like a furnace. You know, like a just a place like where they lay up the bricks to burn, like a kiln or something like that. I wonder. Hopefully we can find this word. If not, if I cannot find it after this one, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep reading. Brickling. I'll have to look later. Breach. Brickling. Brick. Brick boat. Brickk. Bricklayer. Bricklane. Nope, it's not in here either. Guess that's a word I'm not gonna find out. I have to Google it. He made them to pass through the Brickland. And thus did he unto all the cities of the children of Ammon. So David and all the people returned unto Jerusalem. Chapter 13. Ammon defiles Tamar. No, I'm going to stop there. We'll stop there. That was 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 6 through shit. When I read David seeing Bathsheba, he pulled a history of Susanna. Governors of this, the governors of them saw Susanna bathing herself, and Susanna was beautiful, and they wanted her. They just couldn't succeed with her as David succeeded. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have married her because both of the governors couldn't have shared her in marriage, but they both would have smashed. They was trying to run the train on them, but David, being king, was able to get that. And then turned around and did Uriah dirty to try to get him to come back and to get him to sleep with his wife, then get him drunk to sleep with his wife. And then when that failed, hell with it, put him on the front line, kill him. No, sir, you're gonna wait. Put him on the front line and kill him. Yeah, David was being a sucker shit. That's some sucker shit, David. But he repented of it. Son had to die. The son that Bathsheba bore, which I think is all right. You know, I mean, that's not a, you know, hey, he spared you, David. So hey, let that boy die. Let him go. Let that boy go. And continue to rule over Israel in the way that you should. For the Most High would have given you more if he wanted more. Yeah, but David learned a lesson that time. So what can you learn from David's lessons? You know, it's better to be obedient. It's better to be obedient to the Lord than to disobey. In your obedience, abundance follows. In your disobedience, calamity follows. Which one would you rather be in? Abundance or calamity? Curse or blessing? It's only two sides to the coin. There's no middle ground. Choose ye this day. That's a choice everybody has to choose. Everybody got to choose. And the more and more things continue to happen on this earth and around this plane, this realm, whatever it is, you know, the more people going to have to make a choice. People have to choose. And if you don't verbally choose, the choice is going to be chosen for you. Your actions will choose for you. Your actions will show what side you're on, what team you play for, what jersey you wearing. And it may not be who you think or who you want to believe. But man, yeah, it's a Sabbath reading, man. Shalom, everybody. Happy Sabbath, man. Keep the Sabbath holy. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Oh, it's a Sabbath, baby. Shalom. I'm out, yo. We might come back and read something else later. We'll see what's up. It's a Sabbath, man. It's a Sabbath. We might do some more reading later. For growth and understanding, edification. You know, let's bring into remembrance the things of old, the things of our forefathers. And there's nothing wrong with reading. Read. I'll read, Mr. I'll read that thing. Yeah, but shalom, everybody. Happy Sabbath. Until the next reading session. I'm out. I'm out here.